Okay, so that part we talked about facing our fears and shifting our mindsets. That this is a gift. Okay, so having confidence. There is a in the coach family files, there are scripts in there, but we can all use the same script and people can feel the confidence. A lot of your questions I'm seeing coming in are like, well, I get to this point and then people just go away, or I don't know how to address this or that. And a lot of it is just figuring it out, facing that fear, and believing in what we do. For me, I don't have any problem talking about price because I would legitimately pay 3 times the amount that I paid to get the results that I've had. And so you've got to believe in what you do and have confidence in what you're saying, but have confidence in yourself. And a lot of that confidence just comes from practicing. Okay, some of you guys are saying it's breaking up. Hopefully it's not anymore. I'm sorry, you guys. It's probably because I'm trying to do too many things with technology at once. The next thing, all of this is kind of mindset. Hopefully you're seeing that. But the next thing is there's no such thing as cold. So I know I get a lot of questions about, well, how do you reach out to your cold market? Isn't that intimidating? Or do you message random people that you don't know? I don't even go there in my mindset. I don't think of it that way. I message people who like my stuff, they watch my stories, or they follow me on Instagram. If I'm doing my job, showing up every single day, and from the social media audit that Ashley did, she said, we've got to be showing up every day in our timeline, at least once a day. If not, I mean, when I'm on my A game, I'm trying to show up 3 to 5 times a day. But at bare minimum, once a day. Even when these past couple of weeks, my daughter broke her arm and we were in the emergency room. Y'all, scroll back. Like, I still posted. It had to do with that, but I still posted and people were following my life. And so posting and consistency is really important, but also, again, I message people who like, follow, and I know the next question that I'm going to get is how do you find the people? I'm going to cover that tonight as well. But people who like, follow, or watch my stuff, to me, they're not cold. So I may not know them, but they have invested in me and in my journey in some way. It's very clear when you come to my Instagram page from my description and from my pictures that I'm a mom, that I'm about faith, and that I'm about fitness, and that I can't really cook that much, but I try to eat healthy. And so I look at it like, if you have invested in my journey. If you're up in my business, if you're liking my stuff, if you're watching my life, or you've followed me, you are either here for support, you're another coach that is on the same journey and we can be sisters, or you're interested and the intimidation is there and you just don't want to reach out. Not many people. I mean, I do publicly invite, but that's not what I want to talk about today, because I feel like we have that down pat. We can all do that. We see the people do that. We post our Transformation Tuesdays. We post our side-by-side Sundays. We do the drop an emoji if you want to be a part of the group. But y'all, that's not where the people come from. Not for me anyways. I don't get 100 emoji drops. I may get 2. And then most of those people they were scared to death to drop the heart. I message them and then they ghost me forever. So no such thing as cold. Like, we're all friends here. Everybody's a friend. Everything's a warm market to me because all of these people have invested in me. And even if I haven't even gotten there yet. I don't reach out to people that haven't invested in me in some way. And then it goes back to that first thing the second thing and the first thing, having confidence and knowing that this is a gift. The last thing is finding your people. So I will go through this. I'm going to go through my inviting process. I'm actually going to give you guys a formula to revamp your Hey Girls. But find your people. For me, I built to 2-star diamond as when I did because of Facebook. That's where I was. I feel like I'm from the Southeast and just that's where we're at, I guess. Instagram, I used to call myself the Instagramma. Instagram, I think, is still kind of hip and new, and it's like the college kids use that around here. Also, I live in a college town. So I completely built my business based on people that I know, or, like we kind of know people we're friends with on Facebook, right? But I went through my Facebook friends list A to Z 3 times. So, and I remember messaging my coach and being like, oh my gosh, I've ran out of people. And she said, and I'm going to tell you tonight, she said, I've been doing this for 4 years and I have never run out of people. Go find your people. And I was really intimidated. I was like, how do I find my people? So I just soaked it all up and I watched all of the things. There's on the Beachbody Champions page, there's a video from Haley Christian. I can repost it in Coach Family, or one of you guys can do it now. But I think she calls it something about gangster rap connections or something. But she talks about the inviting process. Ashley Feldison has some great, she did diamond dashes, but she has some great inviting things in there. Bonnie Engel is the queen of this. And I remember she used to say, know your five and find your tribe, and your vibe attracts your tribe. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? And I didn't understand what she meant. Tonight, I'm going to give you the example. I have my phone screen pulled up behind here. I'm going to show you guys the example of how I find my people. Your people are not my people. So don't try to use the same thing that I do, because it's not going to work. You can't use the hey girl that I use. You can't use the coach script exactly that I use. You can't, it's not, we don't have the same tribe. You want to have your own tribe. But I'm going to talk about tonight how you find your people. But if you're sitting here tonight and you're a newer coach, or you're an older coach and you haven't gone through your Facebook friends list and your Instagram followers literally from A to Z at least twice, but I would say 3 times, because I'm pretty sure there's some statistic out there that says people need to be reached out to at least, I think it's 7 times before they buy in. So if you're sitting here and you haven't gone through your Facebook friends list at least 2 to 3 times, that's where you start. And I just had a no fear. This is a gift. I don't care if people, and I got the nasty messages, y'all, but now those same people, my friends, like my real life friends, are just now joining me a year into this. They didn't join me in the beginning, but they're joining me now. And there were a few people, for example, my own family, that I was afraid to reach out to. And I learned that lesson the hard way. You want to know how? Because I did not invite my own brother. Okay. And my coach might be on. So I didn't invite my own brother because I assumed if they wanted to be a part of this, they would ask me, right? One of my coaches, who's a rock star and a diamond, she joined, and her husband and my brother were roommates in college. So she asked my brother and his wife, and they joined under them. And it's funny. Obviously my brother and her reached out, and I was like, you know what, go for it. Like, you have the guts to do it. But don't assume, like, there are people on your friends list that you are going to be like, I don't know if they would ever join, or if they, they're my like close friend, or, if they want to be a part of it, they'll ask me. But that's not true, because my own brother didn't ask me, and he joined under one of my other coaches. So please don't, just go through the list, be fearless, A to Z. I've gotten a lot of questions today about men. I don't invite men. If it's one of my husbands, and bear with me, y'all. We had a faculty meeting today, and the girl next to me apparently had a stomach virus and didn't tell people, and I think I'm trying to fight that off. So if y'all see me run off, that's what I'm doing. I'm not feeling 100 right now. But anyways, back to this. But going through that friends list, A to Z, is really important. I don't invite men. If my husband has a friend or a man, it's usually like husbands of wives, and they'll do it. I've had one guy that is like from my town reach out, kind of mutual friend, acquaintance type thing, but I don't put them in my challenge group, and I don't actively recruit men. So I'm probably not the best person to ask that. My mission and purpose is, like, I'm a woman helping women. So there's probably a huge untapped market there for men. But anyways, all right. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to pull up my formula for a hey girl. And I guess technically I can read you mine first. Actually, okay, I'll do it. All right, I'm going to read mine. You guys will see these on the screen later, so don't worry. But mine is, Hey girl, thank you for following along on my faith and fitness journey. Like I said, if you go to my page, that's what you see. I wanted to see if you're not already, because I get a lot of people that are coaches or people who are in Emily's or Ashley's challenge groups and things like that. And I just didn't want to, so I was like, whatever. If you're not already, if you'd be into joining one of my challenge groups to grow in confidence and faith and get healthy from the inside out, that's what I'm about. We'll focus on nutrition, motivation, accountability, working out, workouts optional, and support. Let me know if you or anyone you know would be into it. I'd love to have your positivity in the group. Okay, now here's my formula. I'm going to break down my Hey Girl, and I want you to craft yours on your own. And in the Coach Family page, we could do a strand. I think we maybe already have one. I know we have one in the runners group, but with Hey Girls. But here's the first thing. Your Hey Girl should have an opener. So, hey girl, I know I have some coaches that are like, I'm in my 40s. I don't feel like hey girl is my thing. So they'll say like, hey lady, or hey friend, or something like that. So pick something that's your style. For me, I just hey girl them. Sometimes I'll put their name in there. So, hey Sarah. But an opener is the first thing. And again, there's like, if your hey girl doesn't match this, it's fine. This is the formula that I use. So opener, you want to thank them right away. So you want to have a simple thank you for their support in your journey. Because like I said, I'm reaching out to people who like, watch, or follow. So they've invested in my journey in some way. So I thank them for their support on my journey. The next thing is the challenge group. So you want them to know immediately what you have to offer. My tips for this is brief and generic invite for your challenge group. So for me, when I first started, I was doing 80-day obsession. So I did talk a little bit more about this 80-day program that I was doing, and I was more asking people to do that with me. Now I have people that start, I usually pick a date and brand it. So Spring Slim Down or March Madness or whatever it is, I'll brand a boot camp, but I have an ongoing group, and there are people doing Lift 4. I had a Core de Force challenge pack the other day. I've never sold one of those before, but Lift 4, 80, have a lot of T20 right now, 21-day fix. So I really just invite to the challenge group. I say, growing in confidence and faith, getting healthy from the inside and out, nutrition, motivation, accountability, and working out. So I don't go into any of the programs, or I don't try to explain what a virtual boot camp is or anything like that. It's just very super generic, because I just want to pique their interest enough to continue the conversation and get to know them. So when you're crafting this brief and generic invite for the challenge group, what are you about? So for me, it is confidence and faith and inside out, because for me, that's when things changed for me. Ask yourself, what have challenge groups done for you? What are your favorite parts of the challenge group? People tell me when I talk, they're like, you sound so passionate about this and what you're doing. It's because I am. So in your Hey Girl, you need to pick the things that you are passionate about. So personalize that part to you, but don't word vomit. You see, for mine, it's just like it's a tiny sentence. It's a tiny hook to get them interested and get them going. The next thing is to ask. You ask that with them, or this one's gold and has done a lot for my business. You ask, would you or anyone else be interested in this? Because I've had people that are like people don't know what they don't know. So if you don't tell them like, hey, this isn't just for you, like you can invite your sister and your friend and your mom. I actually had a girl one time that went, I'm pretty sure Ruby Coach the day she signed up, because it was like her mom, her sister-in-law, her mother-in-law, and the secretary where she works, like all signed up at the same time. And so that little seed that you plant, I feel like I've had coaches emerge from that because of that. So put that in there. Try it. If you don't have that in your Hey Girl, would you or anyone else be into it? And I am not like robotic. It doesn't sound like a salesperson to me. I'm like, would you be into it? I don't have a bunch of emojis, because I think a lot of other companies do all the like emojis every other line, and I can smell them before they even come. For me, I'm confident in this Hey Girl because it's genuine. It's what I'm passionate about. It's my heart and it's me. So I am confident in going out with this. So I want you to customize your Hey Girl so you have that confidence and you don't feel like a salesperson. And then finally, you want to compliment them. So I usually say, I would love to have your positivity or your I don't know, your vibrant vibe, or I don't know, something. Like, look at their page and compliment who they are. A fellow busy mom or a fellow teacher, whatever it is, compliment who they are and say, I would love to have that in the group. So short and sweet, share the wins, but focus on them. So, sometimes I know in the beginning, I used to use this phrase. I was like, I don't know if you've seen my probably really annoying posts, but I'm doing this 80-day challenge group. And a lot of that goes against the confidence thing that I'm telling you guys. But a lot of people were like, no, I've seen your post and they're not annoying at all. So that worked for me in the beginning. I took it out now because I'm like, I don't care if you think my posts are annoying or not. Like, it's my job now. So I really don't care. But share the wins and focus on them. So you can mention the weight or inches you've lost or how it's changed your life, but very quickly focus back on them. You want to sound excited and energetic, but be careful not to. I've audited a couple of Hey Girls and it's like, okay, every single sentence you have 2 or 3 exclamation points, and that's like indicates salesy to me. So this is what I do. I teach business communication, but also like sales and entrepreneurship communication as well. And so when you do have too many exclamation points, it is like you're trying too hard. So my rule is like every other sentence has an exclamation point. I know it's something really small, but it like these little subtle things, they do matter. And then just be true to you. If you're true to yourself and your journey, then you're going to have confidence in this. I know you guys are asking a million questions. I hope this works. And I hope the girl that has agreed to do this with me is ready to go. Let's see. Let me make sure. So what I'm going to do, okay. I am going to share my screen in a minute and I'm just going to take you guys through the inviting process. And I don't know what this person is going to say. And I hope they're not a really difficult customer or they don't make me send them 4 share carts like I did with Emily. But I am going to take you guys through my full inviting process and you are going to see what I do and what I use. You're going to see me, my screen, typing in my text replacements and things like that. So here we go. I'm excited about this and I really hope it works. Okay. Let me find her. Okay. Share my screen. Okay. Somebody, can you guys nod your head if you can see my screen, my Instagram? Can you see that up there? Yes? Okay, awesome. All right, I'm going to send her a message. So you guys notice I typed in IGHG. Hey girl, thank you for following along on my faith and fitness journey. This is exactly what I wrote to you guys. So I have sent her my hey girl. Hopefully she's standing by. And while this is happening, I guess I could, let me pull up. Can I pull up the chat? Yeah. So we're not like sitting here with dead energy. I'm going to pull up the chat while she is commenting. So what was the most difficult part of inviting for you as a newer coach, and what are your suggestions for combating that? I think the most difficult thing for me as a brand new coach was facing that fear. And the only way that I did it was just doing it, honestly. So just facing the fear and just practice. I mean, I remember I have anxiety and I remember literally hyperventilating and having kind of panic attacks when I would send, and I would just send like 2 or 3 a day. if you've been through Coach University, that's one of the very first assignments. And so I remember being terrified, but when I just did it, it got easier over time. So, all right, she said, yes, this sounds great. Can you tell me some more information about this challenge group? Okay, so I'm going to say, of course, I actually have multiple programs to choose from. So I can tell you about the one that's best for you. And then I have a text replacement now that I type in GTKU and it's get to know you. And so I start asking these questions. Can you tell me more about you? What are your health and fitness goals? What have you done in the past? And what are your biggest struggles? Because those are the questions that I have found that get people talking. And once they say, well, I've tried this and this is my struggle, people really open up to those questions and they'll talk about I'm a busy mom or a teacher and I've tried this. And lately I've asked people, do you prefer cardio or weights? And based on those questions, I can recommend a program for them. And so I highly recommend, after your Hey Girl, coming up with something that, and these text replacements, they just save me time because it's what I was typing over and over and over. And I was like, if I just put these into text replacements instead of typing this out to every single person, this is going to save me a lot of time. So it does. And so as she is answering that, I'm going to keep going with your questions. So I'm finding it hard to even ask questions about their health and wellness goals before they want to know the price. And then it goes downhill from there. So Chandler may do this and we can go through it, but I stick to my script. One of the first questions people are well, how much does it cost? Or is it free? And I just address it head on. No, there's an investment. Or I'll just go in and you'll see me what I go with next. Once I tell them about the program, I always talk about the value of the program and then I break it down, but I never, ever, ever go into the price when they ask for the price. Like, hold on, I'm going to get to it. And I always do, but trust me, you need to know all this other stuff. So she says, I'm a full-time radiology student and a full-time worker. Most of my days are 18 hours long, so girlfriend is busy. My health and fitness goals are to lose weight around 50 pounds, but mostly feel confident in my skin again. I've actually tried Beachbody one time before. Uh-oh, me too. My biggest struggle is nutrition, and I'm a picky eater. So I am going to relate to her. So yes, I have a script and yes, I use it, but I relate to people. And some of you guys are asking about building the conversation. I build the conversation as I have the I build the relationship as I have the conversation. So I'm going to say something to her like, wow, girl, you are busy. And I'm going to relate to her and say, this isn't my first time with Beachbody either, but I will tell you the new format, doing different workouts every day in real time, plus the accountability, thank goodness for spell check, sisterhood has been a game changer. You would be perfect for the program I just finished. Okay, so I'm relating to her first, and then I'm going to do T20 info because she needs something quick and effective. And so I'm telling her about the program. So this is a little more about the program. This is my short and sweet version and how I come up with these scripts. And I would challenge you guys to do the same thing for 21-day fix and fix extreme coming up and ultimate portion fix. I literally go to the Beachbody FAQ and I look at the program and I come up with something super short that talks about the program. So right here, it's a high intensity program with the busy in mind. It's just 20 minutes a day, 6 days a week, and you'll transform your body and mind. You'll use your step and you'll use a step and your body weight, no weights required. And then I relate to my journey. I was in the pilot test group behind the scenes, and I can attest this will challenge and tone you like nothing else. I'm leaner and have muscle I've never had before. Hello, abs. It's fun and the workouts are over before you know it. How does this sound so far? So notice I talked about the program. I kept it short and sweet, and I asked her a question at the end. You always want to end a message with a question so they know you're expecting them to respond. She said, this sounds perfect for me. I love the thought about accountability. What all is included in the 6 weeks? I'm so glad you asked. So I just go down my script, and y'all, the script works almost every time. I go off script to build the relationship, but once the conversation starts, I rarely have to go off script. So now I'm going to type in T20 CP1. This first message talks about the challenge pack and everything that comes with it. The next one, T20 CP2. And this is nothing new. This file with my script is in the Coach Family page. So I break down the challenge pack, and I do this for every single program. I break down what all is in the challenge pack, and in the next one, I break down the cost and relate it to me as a person. So I don't sound like a robot. I talk about the way I convinced my husband, who's an accountant, is that if you divide that by 12 months, it's less than $15 a month, cheaper than a gym membership. He was skeptical at first, but now that he's seen my results, he's my biggest cheerleader and fan. It's worth every cent. So I use a script, but this is me. Like, this is my personality. This is how I would really talk to a person, and I relate it back and sound like a person. So I broke down the cost for her. Let's see while she's typing. I know I'm going back and forth. I hope you guys are I hope this is good and valuable to see the inviting process. I'm a visual. I learn by seeing and doing. So hopefully this is useful for you guys. Should we do direct invites or always try to start a conversation? So I think you guys can see I don't always, I don't start conversations. It's just not, if it's your style, great, but it's not my style to be like, hey girl, I love what kind of dog is that? I love your sweater. Where's it from? I appreciate people doing it to me, and I just get to the point. If you've liked my stuff, if you've followed me, if you've watched my stories, you know who I am and what I'm about. So you shouldn't be surprised to get this hey girl from me. She said, wow, that's a lot for the amount of money you spend. How do I sign up? She's an easy customer. So I do T21. So this is where I give them the options to be a customer or coach every single time. To get you enrolled, I'll just need your email address and a few selections. You have 2 options to enroll. They both cost the same amount, and one will just save you money in the long run. You can enroll as a customer or a coach/loyalty customer. They're both the same cost. The difference is with the customer order, you get your challenge pack and everything comes with it, and you're going to pay $130 for your next bag of, I'm probably going to change that and take out Shakeology and say shakes. But the next one, with the coach and loyalty option, your coach fee is waived. And this is where I have the confidence. So I tell them what they get. They get the 25% discount. There's a $15 per month loyalty. So even with that fee, you're saving $20 a month with that option. And then I say the loyalty is what I recommend, since the program is 6 weeks long and I'm asking for at least that 1 to 2 month commitment. So that's where I have the confidence and say, girl, you need to sign up as a discount coach, if not a coach. And I keep going, actually. So I plant the seed for coaching, and then I tell her the selections that I need. So I'm going to scroll back up so you can see this. I'm trying to scroll on my computer and it's on my phone. So I actually plant the seed for coaching here. If you're interested in actually coaching, I can help you with that too. I can show you how to cover the cost of your shakes or performance, and you can even win a tropical vacation for 2. I'm well on my way with that. I'm going on that in 2 weeks, and I'm making on average, and I put that in there. There should probably be some type of disclaimer there. But I've built my business in just a few months. It's amazing, all by sharing my journey that I've fallen in love with, that I was already sharing anyways. I digress. And then, so I need to know. So that's just a very short way that I plug coaching. I need to know email address, customer or coach, shakes or performance, flavor for shake, flavor for recover, and with or without the step. So for the flavor for recover, I actually add and energize now with fruit punch and lemon. And they know they need to get back with me. And so if they had ghosted me at this point, and people do, I know I can follow up and be like, hey girl, do you have those selections yet? My next challenge group starts next week and you need to order by the 11th to make sure you get your stuff in time. I want to save you a spot, or I'm saving your spot. So that is one way that I follow up. So we'll see what she says. And while she's doing that, I'll answer some more questions. I try to send a hello and introduce myself first. Then after that, they are friend and warm invite. I love that. I mean, I feel like I introduce myself through my Hey Girl, but through my timeline and through my stories. Most of the time when I invite people, they know a little bit about me. If they don't, then they'll go back and look at my timeline and they can see transformations and pictures and who I am and what I'm about. Y'all, I'm getting so sick. Okay. Yes, I think this is recording now. All right. I message a ton of people. I don't mind it being random people. My experience has been either no thanks or interested, but I can't afford it. I get a lot of those too. I don't let it affect me. I think that's a huge thing. I think sometimes we let this journey define us and get us down. And I read a book once, and it's Rhinoceros Success. And it's about being like a rhino, having thick skin and charging forward. And that's just what I do. I don't let the no's get to me. I don't count ghosts. Like those of you that, I have a lot of people that they're like, I have so many ghosts, or I sent this many invites and this many people. Like, I don't even count those. Like, if you're sending invites every day and charging forward with thick skin, you don't even think about stuff like that. I don't let myself stop and think about the negative. I keep my mind positive on the purpose, and I keep charging forward. For the no, I love this, Miriam. For the no thanks, I usually just say something like, no worries, let me know if that ever changes. I still appreciate the love and support. I love that. So even if I never close down the relationship. So even if they're rude and they're like, no thanks, definitely not interested, I'll just be like, thanks so much, because a lot of people don't respond. So I thank them for their response. Thank you so much for responding and your support in this journey. Thanks for following me. Your support in this journey means a lot. I hope you'll stick around for motivation, sisterhood, support, whatever. Sometimes they even say, if I can pray for you in any way, or if you ever change your mind, let me know. And so people know that I'm approachable, and just because they were rude or said no one time, they can come back. And I'm going to show you guys an example of a lady that did that to me and literally came back last week. Let's see. So I love that, Miriam. And the other one, for the interested in, can't afford it. For that, I always say to people, if they're like, that sounds great, but I really just don't have those funds right now. I just said this to a girl right before this call as I was messaging her. I just told her, you know what? This was a stretch for us too. My husband's an accountant. We live life on a budget. And so I sold some of my clothes that didn't fit anymore, skipped a trip or two to Target, skipped a latte or two. And actually you can get a $50 referral for every friend or family member that you invite along on this journey with you. So honestly, I just saved up for a little bit. And within the first month, my initial investment was completely paid for. Not many people are like, yeah, sign me up. But it plants the seed that they're like, oh, well, I could sacrifice a little bit. If I want this hard enough, I could make it happen. And I have also people that have become coaches that are like, I want to do this, so I'm going to go find, 3 people to cover the cost of my thing. And coaches are born that way. And so I always plan, like they say they can't afford it. To me, if you want to change your life and do this, like $180, like, you can find some junk around your house for that much, right? So you may have to save for a couple of months, but I always plant the seed. If you want to do this and money is a factor, like, let's stay in touch. Let's see. All right. She says, okay, sounds good. I think for now I want to do the loyalty discount. because I don't think I'm ready to share yet since I don't have a story. I want chocolate shakes. Is there something I can use before my workout to energize me? Oh, she's good. And with the step, I don't have one. Okay. I'm just going to wrap it up here and tell you guys what I would say to her, if that's okay, because I want to get to your questions and then show you guys how I find my people really fast, and I don't want us to run out of time. So when she says, she's the dream customer, obviously, and I don't always have these, but, and this is a real coach of mine, by the way. She was a dream customer then too. So she said, I think for now I want to do the loyalty. I'm not going to try to get excited and talk her into coaching or anything like that right now. I'm probably just going to say something like, you don't have to share your story yet. But I found that sharing my journey from the start, even just a picture of my fridge, was extreme accountability for me. I'm just going to relate to her. I drink the chocolate shakes too. I've tried all the shakes and I go back to chocolate every time. And girl, let me tell you about my mom crack. We have that in lemon and fruit punch. And there are days that I could not work out or even clean the house without it. I can add that to your challenge pack at a discount. And so I would just reiterate to her at this point, I need your email. I got her shakes. I need to know what flavor she wants for the Energize. I know she wants loyalty and she needs the steps. So I've got almost everything other than her email and her Energize flavor. So I'm going to just reiterate that. I'm going to go to share a cart. I do send email and then copy link. I never rely on Beachbody to send the email because I think there's some Beachbody cloud out there that is like a storm cloud that has all of the share carts that were supposed to go to people's emails and it's just there. So I always copy the link and I would have sent her the link directly here. I also have a text replacement for this. It's called See Out, and it says, here's the link to check out. Send me your order number once you do, and I'll send you the link to the private accountability group. So excited. And then I copy the link. And then I have another one that is RTJ. Now, I don't need anybody's order number. So that's just a trick that I've added up my sleeve, is just when I send them the link so they know I'm expecting a response back from them, because I don't want to lose communication. I don't want them to get lost from the time that they were interested to the time that they actually sign up. So with that, I tell them, send me your order number as soon as you check out. They know I'm waiting on them. I got people messaging me. And then I request to join this group, and then I copy and paste my Facebook accountability group. So I say request to join this group on Facebook, and I'll tag you with the pinned post with the next steps. So I have a PDF packet as well as some units and stuff like that for my challenge group. I've really tried to simplify the process, and this may be a call, maybe my call in April will do my systems and things like that. But you can see I've really tried to simplify the process. I have a link tree now, so I don't always go through this. A lot of people now fill out my form, and I don't even have to have these conversations anymore. But that just shows you kind of my inviting process. I think you guys are still asking questions. I want to get to what do you guys prefer? I guess get through a couple of questions. And the questions I think are starting to come. So I'm brand new. I don't have many followers. Am I just supposed to message strangers? If you I know Emily says she started literally with 0. When I started, I had maybe 200 people on Instagram as friends, and I have 9,000 now. So there's that. It's been a methodical process, and a lot of it has been showing up every single day, but I also use Captivate as well. And so anyways, like I said, go through your Facebook friends list at least 3 times, go down your Instagram followers. But while you're doing that, you've got to expand your network and find other people as well. I told you guys how I formulated my invite. When you say show up, you mean posting on your Instagram timeline or stories, both. This is like baking a cake. You can't put the eggs and flour in and not the sugar and expect to get a cake that tastes good. So to me, it's like Ashley, Emily, Autumn, whoever says jump, I say how high. And so I post at least once a day on my timeline. I am on my I haven't been on there as much today. as I usually am, but I'm on my stories, adding value. I'm not just a Beachbody ad. I share my life. People are invested in my family and our dog and my daughter and that kind of thing. So I share my life on stories, my timeline every single day. Facebook, Facebook's kind of a necessary evil, but I still do get people from Facebook. So I post there as well. You got to do both. And I don't think you can do just one or just the other. I think both are really important. Do you invite off all stories and posts or just certain ones? It just depends. I usually start with the fitness ones first, because if they've liked my transformation photo, and I post transformations very frequently. I try to do at least 2 a week, usually Transformation Tuesday and Side by Side Sunday. And I usually invite off of those first. But I'm going to tell you guys, like, my daughter wears a lot of the same clothing brand, and I get a ton of moms that follow me because of that. And so sometimes I'll invite off of that. So yeah. Okay. I'm going to skip the challenge group question because I may cover that another month. And then, let's see. I'm going to try to skip to, I'm laughing at some of the comments. Okay. Yeah. So Kara, how did you send that invite so fast? I have text replacement. So if you go into your settings, general keyboard, there's text replacements. And so I have them for my Hey Girl for every single program, 80-day lift, T20, and I just build them off of the FAQ. And I always have the same process. It's the initial invite, the program information, the value and what's included in the challenge pack, the breakdown of the cost, and then the 2 options for coaching, and then the selections. I always go through the same process. I'm nervous to invite anyone because I don't have a team and I don't know how I can offer the opportunity if I haven't had success. Okay, I'm not sure how I should approach this business invite. You guys, I'm like, I do not feel good right now. Okay, so for that is what I mean by facing the fear, getting out of your own head. I know Amy Silverman used to say when she had like one coach on her team, she would talk on her team page and talk to people on Instagram and Facebook like she could sell out stadiums. And if somebody else asked that in the Coach Family page, like, you don't have to have this team to back you up. Like, go ahead and create it. Like, create your team now. Like, get a team name, have a Facebook page. Go ahead and like even if it's just you. And that's how I started. Like, it was me and one person, and she's not with me anymore, but she was a rock star, and I would have my leaderboard with just me and her in the beginning. So you don't have to have a team to invite people to the coaching opportunity. Those are just the facts. Like, there are 2 options to enroll, and I'm telling you that the discount is going to save you money, and you can go on trips and make money, and this could be awesome for you. So I don't think you have to have a team to talk about a team. Speak it in the universe. Okay. Oh, you guys are sweet. Okay. Try the script, but make it in your own words. Does anyone question or have issue with the $15 a month once you mention the monthly HD? A couple of people will ask, like, tell me again about that. I've actually discovered voice texting now, and I love it. It's so fast. So if somebody has questions at that point, I may hop on and they're like, oh my God, you're a real person. And so I may just say, hey, the $15 a month is just for your website fee and all of that. And if you do, it gets you the 25% discount. So even with the $15, with the 25% discount, if you're doing the Shakes of the Performance, it's still going to save you $20. And then if you do decide to coach, that $15 covers your websites. They ship everything for you. You don't have to have product in your house or anything like that. And you also still get that 25% discount. So if you are dedicated to this journey, then that is exactly what I recommend. And then they're like, oh, okay. I mean, I've had a couple people that get to the like putting in their social and they get really nervous and they don't want to do it. And that, like, it's fine. You don't have to do it. Okay. And they'll back out and be a customer, but rare, super rare. I saw one of my brand new coaches, and she can share it in the Coach Family if you're on, Danny, but she created a graphic that was like, Challenge Pack as a customer, Challenge Pack as loyalty, and the cost difference between the two. And again, I'm super visual, so she circled it, and one's like, you know, whatever it is for it was like the next month. So it was like 142 plus tax or 100 and something. And I was like, duh, this is a no-brainer. And so anyways, I'll share that in the Coach family. But anyways, you guys are answering each other's questions now at this point. Where does the $50 referral come from? So I get creative sometimes, and the $50 referral is if they sign up as a loyalty customer or a discount coach, whatever. If they sell a challenge pack, that's the average commission on a challenge pack. So they need to do that. If somebody's like, yeah, well, I could get my sister and my friend to do it, I'd be like, okay, great. Let's make you a discount coach. And you don't have to coach, but I would rather you get the commission than me. And you'll get that $50 referral for each one. And then a lot of people that I've done that with have become like rock star coaches. So that's how I do the $50 referral. Okay. Yeah, you guys are answering each other's questions. All right, text replacement. All right, find our people. I know you guys want me to get to that. So we have like 10 minutes. So let me get to that. When they fill out your application, do you follow the same? Yes, Allie. So when I fill out my application, I do follow the same scripted series. So I send them, and I was like, there's no way this is going to work. But I went out on a limb, and I was like, I'm going to try something new. So my form, and you guys can if you go to my Instagram and click on my link tree, don't fill it out, but you can see the form. And it literally just like asks them the questions for all their selections. And then I send them an email, and I'm like, bootcamp application approved. And then I tell them, I personalize it a little bit based on the way that they answered. And then I have program information for the program that I recommend. And then I have, details and pricing, and I break down the value and the price, and then I have enrollment options and then final selections. I literally send them an email with that, and I put in the selections that I actually in my form asked them to drop down shakes or performance and the flavors. So I already have all that. The only thing I need back from them is if they want to be customer or loyalty. And so at the bottom I highlight that one, and then I just email them back with that, and then they email me back and they say, I'll just do customer. And like 99% of the time they go loyalty. And that process, I can't believe it's working, but it has worked. So if you guys want to look at my link, and I'll probably do another call later for that. Okay. Will you post my text replacements somewhere? It's literally the scripts and the files. Okay. Now, how do you make Linktree? Linktree is like literally the most self-explanatory thing. So if you go to Linktree, I think it's linktr.ee, I think. You just go in there, and I just use the default one, and you can put links in. So like I have Spotify playlists that I like, or companies that I have discounts and things like that. So yeah, and my Coach Sneak Peek is in there. That's a link to a Facebook group. My bootcamp application is a simple Google form. So Linktree is very, very self-explanatory. All right. You guys can still see my screen. I don't know. Where is it? I'm trying to find Captivate. I may have had to take it off. I'm going to show you. Dang it. This may have to be another call, but I'll show you from Instagram. You can do it manual. I'll give you guys an example. I love Morgan Butler. She's so cute. All right. So Captivate literally is just an app that you can find people. Do not use the people that they recommend. They're going to have like an explore or suggested portion of Captivate. And for that, it's going to be like bloggers and other Beachbody people and stuff like that. You don't want to use what they recommend. You want to find your own. And so for me, I mentioned my daughter wears a lot of the same clothes. So it's called Matilda Jane Clothing. So for me, this company has 151 followers. And I think about who was I before I joined this. I was sitting on the couch in my sweatpants, not wanting to go anywhere. I looked a hot mess. I had no energy to do anything, but y'all better believe my kid looked good. And I dressed her in these clothes. And so I said this on Danielle's call one time and she laughed at me, but you've got to figure out who your target market is. Like, who are you and who's your target market? For me, it's moms with money, right? And so moms that are taking care of everybody else, but not taking care of themselves, and you're freaking exhausted and you just want to feel better. And so I go a lot of times to this page. They have 151 followers. I don't go to their followers because if you do that, there's no guarantee that all of these people are actually active Instagram users. But you know who is? These 518 people. So on Captivate, you go through the same process. So you search and you find the people. So Captivate, I would click here and I would be like, okay, who looks like my tribe? And this is a little awkward because you're judging people based on like their Instagram handles and their pictures. But I'll just go through and follow a ton of people. These are people that literally like to post yesterday. So I know that they're active users on Instagram. And I don't like, I really don't go. Sometimes I will, but I just don't spend a ton of time. I will just batch follow a ton of people. Captivate has something called night mode, and there are settings, and I'll show you guys my settings and all of that. I'll post it to the coach family, and I may do like a little mini live or something later this week, or maybe in the runner's circle. But I feel like I'm trying to do 2 calls in one. Lots of information tonight. But for that, I would just follow people. And when you do your power hour, you don't want to go to Instagram jail. That used to be my actual goal, is to, oh cool, Allie has one. Awesome. Okay, Allie Griffith already has a training about Captivate that she's going to share in the Coach Family page. But for me, like, these are moms that dress their kids cute, the same brand so when I post a picture of my daughter, like, 98% of the time she's wearing this brand of clothing. So moms can scroll down, because these moms, like, don't go follow them if you don't have kids, because they can be kind of nasty. If you're a fellow like MJ or Well Dressed Wolf, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, your kid better be wearing it if you're going to follow these people. But anyways, funny story. So then I just follow a bunch, and Captivate will do it at night and you won't go to jail. So you can set your settings. So like you can only do, I think, 50 or something in an hour, or Instagram will put you in Instagram jail. So before, at the beginning of my power hour, I would follow 50 people, like, manually. It was fun. And then at the end of my power hour, I would follow 50 more because it was the next hour. And it was working. It was very slow, but you can follow 50 people per hour, unfollow 50 per hour. Okay, 40 an hour, and then 50. So anyways, I used to do this at the beginning and end of my power hour, but then a fellow Kate, it used to be Morgan, it's Schultes now, she told me about this Captivate thing, and I was like, what the heck? And so instead of doing 100 people a day, I would go through and do the same thing. Or in Captivate, I could go to the 518 and just follow all of them and put them in I do local queue. You do have to, after you do 50 actions, you have to pay for it. I feel like I'm ad for Captivate right now. But I would put them in my local queue, and then when I went to bed at night, I would just do night mode, and it would follow like 500 or 600 people at night for me. And then on your Instagram, you do need to watch up top. You guys can't see. So up here where it has posts, followers, and following, you want to make sure that you're not following more people than are following you back. So the process that I would go through is I would just follow, and then have the same number of following and followers. And then, Lindsay, you're sweet. Okay. And then I would, give them a couple days. So like do night mode for a couple days. You maybe give them 2 days to follow you back. And then there's another one called Cleaner. And Captivate may do all of this at this point, but I used Cleaner. And so then I would go into Cleaner because I didn't want my numbers the same, and I needed to follow more people that were going to follow me back. And so then I would just unfollow night mode for a couple of days. And then I would just start the process over. So it was follow and unfollow and follow and unfollow. But I would go to do, like, you know, here, there's a coffee shop here called, it's not letting me pull it up. Oh, that's why. Heritage House doesn't like Matilda Jane. Rude. Okay. There's a coffee shop here with like a cult following, and these are my people. Like, I'm obsessed with this coffee shop. And so I just try to go, like, where do I go? Places, people. If you love, you know, like the people on The Bachelorette, there's somebody like Miss America. I don't watch it right now. I haven't. But or like Chrissy Metz. We watch This Is Us, and I love her. So, like, you know, your shows, your people, your places, your brands that you wear. Be careful. Don't go to Rachel Hollis. Don't go to, I don't know, who else? Don't go to Kiava Clothing. Don't go to the B brand. Don't go to things that are going to attract other Beachbody coaches. And that, I said that too, so nobody say that in the comments, like, my only followers are other Beachbody coaches. And it's true. Like, the more you share your journey, you're going to have Beachbody people, but make it your job to find your people. And so places, people, brands, find your people, and don't go to the followers. Go to, like, right here, go to something like Cake Speaks to Me. A coffee cup is beautiful. There's 181 likes. I'm going to follow all the women that liked that picture. So that is just how I do it. I don't get in my own head. I don't have the mindset that things aren't going to work, or that I'm scared, or that I'm stuck, because I believe truly what you speak over your business is what is going to happen. I hope tonight has been useful, and you guys got to see my inviting process and watch me do the text replacements and the Hey Girls. Chandler was a very nice customer, but I assure you they are not all this way. There was one, I wanted to do this. Let me see if she'll come up. I want to show you guys a customer, just so you know, like, this happens to me too, okay? On June 15th, I sent her that same Hey Girl. So I've had my Hey Girl for a while. And then you guys have asked a ton of questions about follow-ups. My follow-up is super simple. And I followed up about a month later. That was when I was not on top of my game. So now I try to send a follow-up possibly like I'm just unapologetic about this. Like, the next day, or maybe within 3 days, they get this follow-up. And I say, checking to see, I've actually changed it since then. I say, checking to see if you got my invitation above. Because when somebody gets that message, they're like, what did you send me? And they go back up and they're like, oh. And then they're like, who is this girl? And they go look at my timeline, right? So, and then I say, I don't want to bug you, because that prompts them to respond. Just want to thank you for your support and for following along in my journey. That usually prompts a response from people. That follow-up is so short and sweet. I did not word vomit on her about my challenge group. I just said, did you get my invitation? And I don't want to bug you. Thank you for your support. So that is my follow-up. It's super short and simple. And then I would probably leave her alone at this point. She did respond. She said, thank you. You look great. I'm already involved with another group, but we'll definitely keep you in mind. You're doing great. Thanks. And so, and I usually do, I mean, I think my vibe is motivational and inspirational, and I try to be nice and things like that. And so people usually are nice, but I just sent her a little heart back and then left her alone. And maybe I shouldn't have, but I did. And then in October, you guys, I was doing a story. So I talked about, we start Monday, don't wait. These will fill up fast. So I guess her challenge group wasn't working out for her, or the other program that she was trying. And she said, can you send me info? Thanks. And I said, of course. And then at that point, I think I was making a mistake this was when Shift Shop was the thing to do. And so I just sent her whatever was going on at that time. I didn't do my GTKU. I didn't do my get to know you with her. And I should have. So I feel like if you're just following the scripts and you're missing that spot, Like right here when I said, of course, I should have said, we've got a couple programs to choose from. Can you tell me about yourself? What have you tried in the past? What are your goals? And what are your biggest struggles? Because the floodgates open when you ask people those questions. So I should have asked her that, but I didn't. I just told her about the program that I was promoting at the time, which she asked about my story, which was fine. She said, so far, so good. And then I told her about the challenge packs. I broke it down. I asked her, what do you think? And she said, sounds good, but I really don't do well on the shakes. So I can do without those. I'm on a Whole30 eating plan and feel good about that. Just wanted to ramp up my workouts. You can do just the workouts. If you don't like the shakes, then I'd try performance. I dropped the ball again, you guys. So just want you to know, like, not perfect over here. But I let her go. I blessed and released her because it still sounded like she was trying other things. And then my spring slimmed down on Tuesday. She said, okay, I'm in. God is using you in a great way. Love that you're not pushy and very real. I've been on the fence for a while, but I'll take the leap, doing it afraid because he is my strength. And then I related to her. And then there are a couple new programs. I asked her if she preferred weights or cardio. And then I talked to her about Transform 20. She signed up. And now, let me see if we did the whole, like, send me your order, and there it is. And then I sent her the group, and she sent me her screenshot today, and she's a challenger. And it was nice and fun. So I want you guys to know, like, I get ghosted. But if you just continue to show up on your journey like that, she was watching my stories. And when I would I would brand it and do those. Allie Griffith and Taylor Cardenas are really good about those. They'll do and Emily does it. They'll do the numbers. Shannon Harvey's been doing it. I'm like, I already have a program, but it makes me want to sign up with them when I see them putting all those names down. And so if you're consistent on your timeline, that lady was watching my stories. Let's see, Jamie asks a question, what do you feel when you look in the mirror? That question would evoke some emotion in me. I would respond to Jamie and be like, I look in the mirror and I don't recognize the person looking back at me. I know what to do, but I need somebody to tell me how to do it. And then she could say, and then relate. I love that question. But don't be afraid to ask questions. The best answer to an objection is a question. Ask them about them. Get them talking. That's what you want to do. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Just get them talking. Jamie said also I use a Jot form for the sign-up process where they choose the pack and leave all the info when they want to order, and I do the share a cart for that. So I do Google form, but Jot form I think does the same thing. I honestly couldn't believe that process worked, but it does. I think people sometimes just don't want to have a conversation and they want to sign up right then. And so I have both. I mean, I still have a lot of conversations in direct messages. I still send my Hey Girls. I sent 65 today, and I've got 8 responses to do before I go to bed. But I still do my Hey Girls, but also I give people the option now. When I do a call to action post, I say drop a heart emoji or fill out the link in my bio. And so it's probably about 50-50, but I've been really pleased and surprised. It has been a time saver and all of that. So anyways, hopefully that was useful. I don't know that I'll go live, but I'll probably get in that coach family. And if there are any questions that I didn't answer in this call, I will message. And Allie, if you'll post that Captivate thing, I think that would be really useful for all of us. Captivate's not some magic tool. Okay. There's 21 Social, STEM Social, there's Jumper Media. There are things that you can use and do and have them do it for you. But Captivate is methodical and slow and you got to do it, but it pays off for sure. And then Renee said, I can't find your specific program scripts, but but the generic Hey Girls. There's a reason for that. So the Hey Girl is at the beginning of this call, I gave my formula for crafting your own Hey Girl. So I would recommend that. I don't think it's effective to use somebody else's Hey Girl. Definitely you want to craft your own. So I will get this recording up probably sometime tomorrow. But thank you guys for all your questions and for bearing with me. And I didn't get sick during the call, so that was fun. But all right, you guys have a good night.